It's Friday, July 10th. Today, a shooting in Ottawa's West End.
We had located one male who had suffered gunshot wounds to the leg.
The Guns and Gangs unit speaking to the victim and witnesses in the Caldwell Avenue shooting. And school may be out beyond the summer.
They're asking for the world, and the world's not there anymore. Like, everybody else is cutting back.
Contract talks break off. Catholic school teachers could be in a legal strike position next month. And Blues Fest goes country. Jason Aldean wows the crowd on the second night of Ottawa's biggest music festival. Good morning. CTV Morning Live starts right now.
Good morning and welcome to CTV Morning Live, 6 a.m. on Friday.
I know it. All right, so electronic to country
Yes.
to hip-hop. Blues Fest certainly mixing it up.
Oh, and so you got Kanye West. You either love him or you hate him, or you can't quite figure out how the two people connect.
Honestly, though, it's like there is no in-between on this guy. Ottawa seems to hate him but still go to the concert or something. I'm not sure, but he certainly elicits reaction. I think that's part of his plan. We'll talk about that and the night we expect tonight at Blues Fest with Kanye on stage.
Okay, so where people are watching the weather, Blues Fest watching the weather, and we are dealing with another hot one today.
So good.
Sitting currently at 13 degrees, but it's going to be hot and sunny today, getting to a high of around 28 degrees. So perfect for that Friday. For those of you who still are working, maybe it's that extra long lunch on a patio in the plans for the day. How does that sound? That's all right? All right, Melissa, we'll have your full weather in just a couple minutes. Now over to Jeff with the headlines.
Thank you very much, Leanne. It's 6:02. New this morning, Ottawa police investigating a shooting on Caldwell Avenue in the Carlington area. A 28-year-old man was shot in the leg just before 6:30 last night. He was transported to hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. The Guns and Gangs unit can't say if the shooting was gang-related.
Currently, we have patrol officers on scene, we have neighborhood officers on scene, and we currently have also investigators at the Guns and Gangs unit. Not only the investigation is in infancy, we're speaking to any possible witnesses, and we're actually going through with a fine-tooth comb, almost as you can say, at the scene to see what has been left behind for any evidence to help us solve this matter.
There's no word on possible suspects. The shooting happened just hours after police appealed for the public's help in the investigation into 4 possible shootings in a 6-day period. On June 25th, shell casings were found on a bike path in the 1200 block of Meadowlands Drive. On June 29th, police discovered a bullet hole in the front door of a home on Benley Drive while investigating a break-and-enter. On June 30th, patrol officers responded to the area of Caldwell Avenue and Medford Street for reports of shots fired. And on Canada Day, police received reports of a call about a bullet hole in the kitchen window of a home on Caldwell. No one was injured in any of the shootings. New this hour, Gatineau police looking for 2 suspects after a late-night home invasion in Hull. Police say 2 men forced their way into an apartment in the area of Morin and Charlevoix just after 11 last night. The occupant of the apartment was assaulted with a knife, and suspects fled the scene. The male victim was taken to the Hull hospital with injuries to his face and hands. No arrests have been made. 2 families are homeless this morning after a fire ripped through a West End duplex. 911 received several calls just after 6 last night, reporting heavy smoke coming from the roof of a home on Hillhurst Place. The blaze began in one unit and spread to another. One man was taken to hospital with burns to his hand.
We did a lot of salvage work. We tarp everything, so we really try to save people's belongings because personal stuff can't be replaced. So I had probably 2 ladder crews, a rescue, and about 5 pumpers here.
Damage is estimated at about $350,000. The cause is under investigation. Ottawa police need your help in locating a 15-year-old boy who's gone missing. Dylan Carroll was last seen in the area of City Place Drive in the Fisher Glen neighborhood around 5:15 last evening. Carroll is described as white with short dark hair and freckles, 5'9" and 135 pounds. He was last seen wearing a red basketball shorts, a red or orange T-shirt, and sneakers. 2 Uber drivers will return to court next month to enter pleas after being charged for violating Ottawa's taxi bylaw. The two drivers were charged by bylaw services back in January. The city says so far, 31 Uber drivers have pleaded guilty to a total of 62 charges, paying fines of more than $18,000. You won't have to worry about a summer strike at your local Loblaws grocery store. The union that represents about 12,000 workers says staff at 60 Loblaw-owned stores from Ottawa to Windsor have accepted a new 6-year contract. The deal includes a raise and protection of defined benefit pension plans. Some workers at stores in the Windsor area had gone on strike but will not return to work. The Ontario and federal governments are being asked to help pay the fare for the second phase of light rail transit in Ottawa. The city has formally asked both levels of government for $1 billion each. It will help build another 30 kilometers of rail to extend LRT to Bayshore, Algonquin College, Riverside South, and Place d'Orleans.
I'm optimistic because the Prime Minister made an announcement in Toronto for $2.6 billion for their project, which has not gone through the EA process, doesn't have a council resolution, and doesn't have the kind of community support that we have here.
If the funding is approved, construction will be completed on Phase 2 of LRT in 2023. A neighborhood in Toronto has been shattered by the gunshot death of a 14-year-old girl. Lisa Ross died when an illegal firearm went off in her housing complex yesterday morning. Police say they are treating the death as suspicious and are trying to determine who fired the gun. Initially, neighbors heard either the girl or several teens in the home were handling the gun, but police will not confirm that.
And she was a really nice person. She's not a troublemaker. I don't understand why would this happen.
It's still an active investigation. That's certainly something that I'm looking into, but I am not considering it an accident at this time. I'm considering it a suspicious death.
Residents say people in the neighborhood keep guns in their homes for protection. RBC Royal Bank Ottawa Blues Fest went country for a night. Country star Jason Aldean entertained thousands on the Bell stage last night. His opening act was Ottawa's own Kira Isabella. Tonight, Kanye West, Chance the Rapper, and Mariana's Trench perform. And the official release of photos from the royal christening sent social media into a tizzy. Kensington Palace released photos of Princess Charlotte's first shoot with the whole royal family. They were taken by famous photographer Mario Testino at the Queen's Sandringham estate on Sunday. 4 generations of the royal family are featured in the beautiful photos. All right, let's head over to Melissa Lamb for a look at a beautiful hot forecast.
A gorgeous day in the forecast. We are broadcasting live from Jabulani Wines here in Richmond. We're going to be showing you the beautiful facility they do have out here this morning. But your forecast for today is absolutely gorgeous. Sitting at 16 to start off your morning, so you may need a light sweater as you head outside. And nice across the region, double digits throughout most of our region here this morning. Nice clear skies to start off your day. Very, very sunny day ahead. A few clouds rolling through late this afternoon, but nothing to see in the radar hardly at all. No rain in sight for the next couple of days. Today, your high is 28. It's going to feel like 31 with the humidex, so a very hot day. Make sure you're drinking plenty of water if you're heading outside. UV index also very strong. It'll sit at 8 throughout your afternoon hours. Tonight, dropping down to 16. So another beautiful night for Kanye West, and rumor has it that his wife could also be in the city. We'll have more details on that as well. As we head into your weekend forecast, it's going to stay very hot. 30 is the high for both Saturday into Sunday. Lots of sun on the way. That will continue into next week. Your roads this morning, we aren't seeing any problems out there on the drive-in. Traffic is moving well in both directions, and we are collision-free. Now here's your sports update.
Hey everybody, it's Steve and JR from the TSN 1200 Morning Show, and it's time for the TSN 1200 Sports Break.
And we're going to start in Edmonton, CFL. Henry Burris and the Red Blacks taking their 2-0 record into this game with the Eskimos. Not a good start for Burris here as he throws the interception to Johnny Ojo, who takes it all the way to the house for the first touchdown of the game. 7-0 Edmonton. There is Darius Bowman with a touchdown grab. 14-0 for the Eskimos. Here, this qualifies as the worst play of the day. It's actually a good play for the Red Blacks. That Zach Evans takes the inexplicable pitch from Edmonton quarterback Nat Nichols and runs it all the way back for the Red Blacks. Only major of the game. That was the lone bright spot. Kendall Lawrence here with a touchdown for the Eskimos. They go on to win it by a final of 46-17. Yikes.
On to baseball now. The Ottawa champions fell to the St. Paul Saints by a count of 5-3. The champions' record is 17-23. In the majors yesterday afternoon, the Blue Jays wrapping up their series in Chicago against the White Sox. Game scoreless, sixth inning. Adam Eaton scored on Russell Martin's pass ball. Meanwhile, Melky Cabrera follows up shortly thereafter. The former Blue Jay with a solo shot to right field. The White Sox win it 2-0, and they grab 3 of 4 from the Blue Jays.
And there it is, your TSN 1200 Sports Break.
All right.
I'm trying to hum one of the songs that I know I have on my
the
music
Kanye
list
song
of the
that you
Kanye
have
songs, but
on your phone.
I haven't been able to translate it very well to you for you to figure it out.
Yeah, you know, some people just don't like certain people's music. This goes to a whole other level when it comes to Kanye. I'm not really sure why. Kanye is performing at Blues Fest tonight, and we're going to get to that in a moment. We'll talk about that.
Dun 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 dun.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, that one.
Okay, I'm going to go do this in the commercial. I'll figure it out.
Yes, he hits the stage tonight, even though there was a petition to stop him from even performing. What is going on? We'll talk about the man that divides the city in just a moment. It is 6:11. Good morning.